Good afternoon. Welcome to today's press briefing. Questions, please. People's Daily. It was reported that resolution on the contribution of development to the enjoyment of all human rights submitted by China was adopted again at the 53rd session of the UN Human Rights Council. Can you share more? The 53rd session of the UN Human Rights Council adopted again the resolution on the contribution of development to the enjoyment of all human rights submitted by China and co-sponsored by 62 countries. The resolution reaffirms development's contribution to the enjoyment of all human rights and calls for efforts to find new approaches to new challenges in attaining the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development during post-COVID recovery and to promote and protect human rights through high-quality development by strengthening global sustainable development partnership and global cooperation. In their statements, representatives of Pakistan, the UAE, Honduras, and other countries commended China for submitting the draft of this important resolution and expressed appreciation for China's leadership. They said that the adoption of the resolution fully showed the aspiration and voice widely shared by developing countries. Development is the internal theme for humanity. Only with better development can human rights be better advanced and protected. The draft resolution from China and the co-sponsors is aimed at encouraging the world to adopt a people-centered approach in efforts to address inequalities in the interest of high-quality, inclusive, and equitable development. This is the fourth resolution with the same title that has been submitted by China and adopted by the Human Rights Council of the United Nations. And yet, it is also another contribution that China has made to global sustainable development and human rights governance. The adoption of the resolution reflects the broad support for promoting human rights through development, an approach advocated by China, and will help give developing countries more voice and say in global human rights affairs. Next one, please. China Daily. Since armed conflict broke out in Sudan on April 15th this year, the humanitarian situation in the country has been deteriorating. What are the humanitarian assistance that China has provided to Sudan? Sudan is having a difficult time. The country is in dire need of international support and assistance. As Sudan's good friend and partner, the Chinese government will aid Sudan with emergency humanitarian supplies worth 10 million RMB to alleviate the humanitarian distress in the country. Among those supplies, medical materials have already been on their way since July 15th, and over 900 tons of grains are expected to be shipped in mid-August. In addition, the Red Cross Society of China has provided daily necessities to the Red Crescent Society of Sudan, which have arrived on July 14th. China will continue to provide Sudan humanitarian support in light of its need to help ease the humanitarian situation. Next one, please.
谢谢发言人。东方卫视记者提问。那么我们关。
Dragon TV. We noted that it was reported that torrential rain has recently hit the ROK, triggering secondary disasters including dam failures, landslides, and mudslides. 41 died and 9 were missing. What is your comment? We noted the reports about the deadly torrential rain in some parts of the ROK. China extends deep condolences over the loss of the lives and sincere sympathies to the victims' families and the people in the affected areas. China hopes that they will get through this difficult time and rebuild their homes soon. Next one, please.
发言人好，塔斯社记者提问。
TASS. The Black Sea Green Deal expired today, and the reason why Moscow refused to extend this deal is that some part of the deal has not been implemented, including those related to the agricultural imports. Though the deal is about sending grains to developing countries, while many of the grains were sent through Ukraine to Western countries. What is your comment on the expiration of this deal? Will it influence China's food security? We hope that relevant parties can properly address global food security issues through dialogue and consultation, and we hope that all countries, all sides can work together with China to make positive contribution to safeguarding food security in the world. Next one, please.
Thank you. Question from Sky News in the UK.
天空电视台，我们的电视台发布了一系列的报告，这是关于有一些国家的内战。有一些代理人认为，有一些针对公民的暴力非常的猖獗。虽然说我们对一系列的活动和事件进行了调查，但是仍然看到有些国家在武器的贸易中花费了数万亿的美元资金。中方对这些暴力和战争有什么样的评论？Could you repeat your question?我们的电视台发布了一系列的报告，关于内战的可怕之处，提出了很多的证据，证实这些内战是关于平民的，攻击他们。虽然说秦刚国委员以及其他的高级政府官员参与了一个会议来讨论这一议题，但是仍然花费了数万亿美元来用于武装冲突，并且支持了军政府。中方对此有何评论？ First of all, I've not seen the reports that you mentioned. I don't know whether the source of information is correct or not. And you are talking about Myanmar, and I can tell you China's position on the Myanmar issue is consistent and clear. As a friendly neighbor of Myanmar, we always believe that different parties and sectors of Myanmar should keep in mind the long-term interest of the people, find the proper solution to the problems through dialogue and consultation, and realize stability and tranquility in the country as soon as possible. We believe that all efforts should be conducive to peace, reconciliation in the country, and should avoid escalation of the issues. This is also what China is doing. I'm not aware of the report that you mentioned. If you are saying about the report from the Special Rapporteur of the UN on the Myanmar issue, what I can tell you is that the Special Rapporteur have extended its mandate and has been distorting facts. China firmly opposes this. We urge the Rapporteur to stay committed to its mandate and make efforts that is conducive to the problem and avoid making efforts for the political gains. Next one, please.
A question from Bloomberg.
彭博社提问：拜登政府即将出台一系列的限制政策，是针对中国的尖端技术投资。消息人士提供了这些信息，并且称这些政策有可能会在8月底出台，有可能会禁止在半导体、量子计算、人工智能等领域的新投资，但是不涉及生物技术和能源行业。中方对此有何评论？China opposes U.S. politicizing and weaponizing trade and tech issues. It is no one's interest to place arbitrary curbs on normal technology, cooperation and trade, violates the market economy principles and destabilize global industry and supply chains. We hope that the U.S. will follow through on President Biden's commitment of not seeking to decouple from China, how China's economic development will contain China to create a sound environment for China-U.S. economic cooperation and trade. Next one, please. Anything else?
谢谢塔斯社。
TASS. The Information Center of the National Anti-Terrorism Committee of Russia noted that overnight on Monday, two Ukraine surface drones carried out a terrorist attack on the Crimea bridge, which killed 2 adults and injured 1 child. President Putin stressed that this attack made no sense from a military point of view and is meaningless to have a comment. China's position on the Ukraine crisis is consistent and clear. China hopes that all parties will be committed to a political settlement of the crisis and jointly help de-escalate the situation. China believes that relevant parties need to avoid attacking civilian facilities and objects, protect the safety of civilians, and observe international humanitarian law. Next one, please. Anything else?
That's
the end of today's press briefing. Thank you.